Well, hello YouTube! In this playlist we're gonna learn how to work with MySQL improved extension. And if you're a beginner in PHP and MySQL in general, you will say, well, there is a lot of these things to learn. What has priority? Here is the situation. MySQL, you don't need to learn these things because this thing is obsolete. This is old way to connect with MySQL server. Please note that when you see these things, we are not talking about MySQL server right now explicitly. We are talking about something that sits between PHP and MySQL server. So these are like ways of connection, approaches to connection to server. Okay, like drivers. When you buy a new graphic card, if you wanna use all potential from it, you will use some specific drivers to pull everything from that graphic card basically. So think about in that term if you are a complete beginner. So MySQL is old-fashioned way. MySQLi improved extension, that's what we are going to do. And PDO, so what is this thing? Well, this is a generic way how to write your PHP code that can be used not just on MySQL server but also on many other database servers. So let's first roll with MySQL, which is obsolete, but I want you to know these things. See, this is documentation for original old-fashioned MySQL type of connection. And if you go to an introduction, you will see that this type of connection, this extension, is obsolete from PHP version 5.5. Okay, and it has been removed completely from PHP version 7. So they're advising, well, normal stuff, to use either improved extension or PDO, MySQL extension. Okay, so we will not deal with PDO and we will not deal with this pure old MySQL type of connections. We will work with MySQL improved extension. So what is the difference? Well, just check number of options here. Let me go one level back and see, these are old-fashioned MySQL functions. Okay, please note that here you just have MySQL and then name of function. Okay, and we have couple of them here. Okay, just pay attention. Well, not couple of them, many of them, but when you compare that to MySQL improved, which is here, now we have a lot of options. See, the command starts with MySQLi and we have a lot of them down there. Okay, see, way too many compared to pure MySQL. Okay, and every time when you run into a code on internet and in tutorials, when you see MySQLi or I here, that means we are working with improved extension. Okay, see, so just number of functions is way too higher than when we are working with pure MySQL. Okay, so PDO, right, PHP data object. You will recognize that in tutorials on internet and YouTube when you see these things, PDO and then type of function, class, and so on and so on. Okay, and there is a lot of things here and these things are generic. Why? Because check this here, with PDO we can get into many types of databases. So MS SQL, Firebird, IBM things, Informix, that's well-known names, MySQL, and so on and so on. So basically specific drivers, but when you type your code, that's like generic thing, and then you need to mess around a little bit to tweak that code for dedicated server. Okay, but we don't care about this for now. We'll just be focused on improved extension. Okay, so don't worry about these things. Right, so where I was. Now what we are going to do in this project, let me push this up here, just a second. I'm gonna delete this. In this project we will create others book, very simple stuff, and tutorials will go like, we will connect to database and then we will check for some errors, then we will issue command to create database, create table. We need to care about columns, about fields. We will get individual data. We will pull last ID because that's important when, for example, when you are creating a CMS for news for press and so on, so you want to grab those last IDs and so on. We're gonna do bulk inserts, normal reports, select data, we're gonna delete stuff, update stuff, and we're gonna play around with HTML forms. Okay, so that's like a general structure what we are going to do. Right, so my setup here, and yours is probably different. I'm gonna use dev server sorry. So basically this is easyphp.org. You can get there if you want to grab dev server. Okay, and you have everything here: Apache, PHP, MySQL server, so all in one. Okay, so you don't need to worry. Now if you are advanced user, then you probably want to go with custom Apache PHP MySQL server installation. But if you're a complete beginner, just be cool, you know, if you grab one of those things, it will work. Okay, so this is how my control panel for easy PHP works. I have started my HTTP server and also database server, and down there I have PHP-MyAdmin for easier administration. Okay, and for easy PHP the port is 1111, and that's pretty much it from a side of control panel. Okay, so let me see. Right, some people use WAMP server or XAMPP or whatever. That's also cool, so it's totally up to you. But as I said, you know, I think that you know PHP and MySQL server good enough, so we will not get into that, because on my YouTube channel you have dedicated playlist for that. So I will assume that you do know about working with a pure MySQL server, like typing into this thing, okay, into a terminal, and you know a little bit about PHP and how to create HTML forms and so on. So that's what I'm gonna assume about your knowledge. So right now, well, yeah, this is PHP-MyAdmin, that's cool, and pretty much everything is set. So another thing is, in this tutorial I'm gonna use Notepad++ because I think that if I use like a background that is black or other color, I don't know, when we are messing around with servers, MySQL servers, I just want to see white, you know, background and black font. That's about it. Now, yes, I can use Sublime or Atom and so on, but that looks a little bit fancy. So messing around with databases is kind of serious thing. So I just want to make things simple. Okay, I don't care about how things are beautiful in this playlist. I just want to be you know, create simplest possible tutorials. Okay, so that's pretty much our setup. So yeah, that's it. And in the next tutorial we are going to start with connection to MySQL server. So thank you and see you there.